in your book. Could you familiarize folks with Opus Dei? What is Opus Dei, and what are the heart of these allegations against them that Pope Leo was interested in hearing about?
So Alex, first of all, thank you so much for having me back on. You guys have been a great supporter of the book and of getting out the message right from the very beginning. So I'm really, very thankful for that. What is Opus Dei? I mean, there are two things. There's the public-facing side of Opus Dei. Officially, it's an official part of the Catholic Church that just wants to help ordinary Catholics to kind of go deeper into their faith. But actually, it's a number of things. It's an abusive cult that controls, manipulates its members, which grooms kids, which traffics women around the world, and also it's a deeply reactionary political organization that seeks to build powerful networks, to infiltrate the corridors of power, and to really push its agenda right around the world.
So I've been saying for a while now that the Catholic Church was the original Epstein files. Did you hear what that man just said? It is the original Epstein files. In fact, I think the reason that the Pope took a meeting with this man, because that book came out a year ago, because I noted when I was searching for this on YouTube that the Freedom from Religion Free Thought Project had him on and talked about it. It's because more and more is coming out about the Epstein files and the ties between the Catholic Church, Opus Dei, the GOP, and the trafficking all over this world and the financial institutions that have been involved in it is all going to come to light. And so now the Pope is deciding that there should be transparency and that they want to reign in Opus Dei. Bitch, we started learning about these people in Dan Brown's book almost 20 years ago, The Da Vinci Code. It may have been fiction, but it was based on reality.
You describe it really well in your book.
Absolutely. I mean, you kind of look down the kind of Republican ranks, and many of them are either direct members of Opus Dei or have some kind of links in some way. I mean, even right at the very top, you've got people like Kevin Roberts, who's the president of the Heritage Foundation. He's gone on record talking about how he is a great admirer of the Opus Dei founder, this guy that created this abusive cult, a Spanish priest by the name of Jose Maria Escrivá, who was very close to Franco and who was made into a saint by John Paul II. And people like Bill Barr, the former Attorney General, people like Leonard Leo, the former vice chairman of the Federalist Society, who basically helped to orchestrate the conservative takeover of the Supreme Court. Mick Mulvaney, the former kind of budget guy at in the first Trump administration, Pat Cipollone, the White House chief counsel. The list goes on. Basically, Opus Dei over the last few decades has really made Washington, D.C. a big target. It's ramped up its recruitment efforts, and it's very successfully inserted itself into the heart of the Republican and the MAGA kind of administrations. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's very hard to understate the amount of power and influence that this group has.
This is why there is this clamoring of trying to clean up these messes, why Pope Leo, again, is like, oh, well, let's be transparent. The Republican Party, the Heritage Foundation, our Supreme Court has been infiltrated by people who traffic in children. Lots of money in trafficking children.
The kind of allegations of abuse leveled at the organization are kind of multifaceted. On one level, it's accused of coercing, going out hunting for underprivileged girls, coercing them into joining, telling them that God has decided their vocation is to effectively work as maids, as unpaid maids inside of Opus Dei, and if they refuse to do that, they're turning their backs on God. These poor girls were, trafficked around the world, expected to work effectively as slaves for the elite members of Opus Dei all around the world, including in the United States as well. So there's, of course, that abuse. There's also within the kind of the ranks, the organization is accused of habitually breaking the seal of confession and abusing these kind of spiritual guidance sessions that it offers its members.
So, There was recent legislation that the DOJ sued Washington State for passing that said that confessional was no longer a place where you could keep abuse secret. Like if somebody told somebody, in the special box, the man wearing the special outfit, that they were harming children or somebody confessed to some sort of abuse, it would have to be reported. Catholic Church got the dump administration involved, and of course the DOJ went after Washington State, and they dropped that little part of the law of essentially making it toothless because we want full exposure, right? Not the Catholic Church. But doesn't this then, what that man just said, completely shoot a hole in their argument? They were willingly giving up things that were said in confession for their own agenda, to have their power over people. The reason that this still continues is because we let it continue, because we don't want to have the discussions that need to be had about religion, how it's just a power structure used to keep men rich and powerful and entitled to abuse all of us, I guess, with absolutely no repercussions. We can stop this, but we have to also stop thinking that people's belief systems that turn into things like this are valid and worthy of even having discussion and dialogue at this point. Religion needs to go into the fucking dumpster fire of history and stay there.